right, guys, it is 1:30. Just give me a thumbs up so you can hear me. Okay, awesome. So I see a few of you that I recognize. I see a few of you that I don't. Just for perspective, is anybody's first week in the field? First week, first month? What about you, Richard? How long have you been at Family First Life?
I've been here 2 months.
Yeah. Okay, awesome. So, and you are with, is in your office, Miss Page? Okay, awesome. Great. Well, nice meeting you. Just to real quick about myself, we're gonna talk about leads and schedule. But for the ones that don't know me, my name is Rosemary Berberena. I'm originally from Puerto Rico, 45 years old. I started at Family First Life back in 2019 in July. Long story short, after I got hired, started working at the coastal office in Charleston, South Carolina with Athena. I started noticing that there was a huge opportunity for regular people. It was mainly what I noticed. It was like, I thought that this was going to be just a bunch of insurance agents, you know, like the ones you see on TV with their fedoras and their suitcases and whatever, and they're, you know, broke, spending 2-3 hours in the families like in the 70s. So that's what I knew. And I had a few top agents across the whole from me, and I noticed that they're not, you know, this like sales experts or anything like that, just people that follow the system, they follow a schedule, they stay consistent, and they're successful in return. So I decided to become an agent, and I haven't stopped since then. I've been through the ups, I've been through the downs, but the one thing that people like about coming to me is that I always keep it super simple. I keep it super sharp. I say 1, 2, 3. I don't try to sugarcoat anything, and you can come to me with any questions, then I will give you my most humble opinion, whether you like it or not, you know? So that said, before we start, I'm going to share with you guys, it's in your chat. It's a PDF file that I started for my agents. It's gonna be looking better. So as soon as I get the final draft, but I wanted to share it with you guys. It's a list of leads, lead companies and lead carriers, lead vendors that you can reference to. I'm just gonna talk a little bit about schedule, and then we're gonna get into the leads. In this industry, we have two things. We have either time to invest or we have money to invest. Now, for the most part, most of us don't come here with the money to invest, right? So we don't come here with $5,000 that we just have sitting there not doing anything. You know, when it comes to me, I took out $5,000 off of my 401k to start in this business. So I didn't have any backup. I didn't have a plan B, so I needed to make this work. And the one thing that I noticed is, well, either I definitely have time right now because I'm not doing anything. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna invest in the CRM. I just went in there and bought a bunch of $1.20 leads. I just went in the CRM. They were like 1-year-old final expenses. What happened then is that I wasn't really familiar to what was what. So I thought these leads were just sitting there for clients that were just waiting for somebody to call them, and nobody had called them in 9 months. So I called them like if it was the first time they had ever gotten a call. So this 1-year-old leads, I was calling these people like if they just filled it out. I was like, yeah, you just filled it out. I don't remember. And I just remember having a script. Oh, I have an objection rebuttal for this one. I don't remember filling this out. I said, Miss Mary, I don't remember what I had for breakfast this morning, but I will show you the lead when we see each other. I mean, at this point, I just needed to make it work. I didn't have the money. I just had the time to invest. And if it was going to take me $1.20 leads times 3,000 tries, I just knew that I needed to make it work. long story short, one of the leads that I had was $1.20 leads, Mr. Caesar. I called him and his son showed up. His son was the one that picked up the phone. So I said, tell your dad I'm coming over to help him out with his life insurance. I just didn't know what to say. I showed up to the house. The guy was there. He knew already that I was coming. And he said, I already have life insurance. I said, perfect. This is all script. And I'm new. Perfect. That makes my job a lot easier. We'll do a quick policy review. And if you're in a good position, I'll leave you alone. You'll never see me again. And if not, then I'll help you save some money and maybe we get some more coverage. Okay? And he goes, sure. He gives me his policy. Turns out I was able to save him some money on the one that he already had. See, the problem with agents is they see the opportunity, they see the money, they see the easy way, because in the beginning, it's like just find, the leads, call the lead, sit with the lead, sell with the lead. Then you start seeing those deposits hit your account and then they go spend it. But why? Okay, so now you don't have money for leads. Now you have to start all over again, either time or we have money. For most of us, we just don't have the money. So Family First Life is not big on like prospecting, right? We're not going to be like calling anybody. We're not going to be sending messages to our Facebook friends or anything like that. But I'll tell you what, the biggest sales that I've had have been through warm market, people that are around me. So the people that don't have money, you have time. You have time to reach out to family and friends. I got myself an insurance. I got my husband insurance. I got my mother, father-in-law insurance. I got my son insurance. I got everybody around me that I could think of. I got everybody insurance. And with that money, that was my play money. Now I have play money. Now I have money. I have time and I have money. So for you that are not, in the position to be spending money in leads, I know it's hard. I know it's very, very frustrating too, because you really want to get this a real go. So, talk to your family and friends. This is not a Family First Life like prospecting thing, but people around you need insurance. So why not be you, the person that cares about them the most? That's the person that can help them with it. Now, for the people that are already in that position to be investing in leads, please raise your hand. I just want to see you so I don't have to completely go in through the CRM. Have you seen the CRM ever? So if you've been to the CRM, have you been to the leads that are in the CRM so we don't have to go in there? Okay, perfect. Now, the one good thing about the CRM is what I tell my agents. It's a great place to start. It's a great place to start. It has everything from like, $78 leads to the, $1 leads. And if you catch them on a good day with the discounts from the work spots, you can get, leads for like $1.50 sometimes, right? So the good thing about the CRM is that anybody that can go in there, they can just buy whatever. I'll tell you what, my favorite leads from the CRM are the 1-month-old mailers. Well, mailers are always going to be good for door knocking, right? Because the address will most likely be legit, will be recent. So the 1-month-old leads and the 3-month-old leads that are mailers, mortgage protection and final expense, for the most part, when I call those, people remember filling the form out. So every time I call those, I never tell them like, you filled this form out a while back. I just tell them, you just filled this out and I'm the person that receives it. And for 50% of the time, believe it or not, they have not gotten a call before, or they have gotten a call from someone and they just recently got help. And it's just a matter of just seeing if you can put them in a better situation. But those $1, just think about it. So the first person that bought this lease was a mailer and they probably paid like $70, $80 for them. And then, a few weeks later, if the person, forgot to say that they sold that lead or whatever, and just mind you, those people that are spending that big money, they probably don't have the time to be like saying, oh, hey, this lead I bought, this lead I sold to, this lead I sold to. So they put them back on the CRM as a 1-month-old or 3-month-old leads at like a really cheap price, $9, $7. And so that's where you come in. You come in and you buy these leads as a $9 lead, and you call them as if they were new. So those are my favorite ones. The other favorite ones that I see on my CRM are the aged final expense and the aged mortgage protection, especially now. And I'll tell you what, I bought like $500 of aged final expense mailers from the CRM. I just bought all of them and I threw them all on the phone burner. Now, mind you, the phone burner, if you don't know what the phone burner is, it's just a tool for you to do your dials, so you don't have to like manually dial every lead one by one, right? So you put those leads into the software. The software is just a faster way for you to dial them. There's another lead tool, dialing tool is called the calls tools. Is that what it is, Andrew? Calls tools.
Call tools. Yep, you got it right. Call tools. Yeah.
Call tools. I have not tried it because I already had the phone burner, but I've heard it's almost like a phone burner on steroids. So I guess it dials faster and it gives me more, it gives you more opportunities. So the call tools and the phone burner. So I threw all of them in the call tools. And in 2 hours, I just set 14 appointments. Now, these people have already been helped, but right now you can call these people and you can tell them, maybe we can, put you in a better position, save you some money. And with everything going up right now, everybody's looking for ways to diminish their bills everywhere, including life insurance. So I've gotten a really good positive feedback when it comes to those. Now, schedule. Guys, this is what I'll tell my agents. Look at your schedule, and this is not like what's going to happen tomorrow or the next day or even a week. First, look at your month. So I have my, let me see if I can share it. Okay, so this is just a normal, you'll have your 30 days. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, so on. You're looking at your calendar, and in your calendar, if you want to work a full-time schedule, and this is assuming you're not doing telesales. So on telesales, a completely different story. We'll talk a little bit about that too. So you should be running at least 16 days, right? So the normal schedule, and everybody has their own schedule. You can make your schedule however you want, as long as you stay consistent. The normal schedule for the Family First Life agents is the Monday dial and a Thursday dial day. So the good thing about dedicating a whole day for dials is that you're just sitting there, just making appointments, as opposed to like breaking stuff down and going to people's homes and then calling this. You're just sitting there, just making appointments. Now, mind you, this is a numbers game. So yes, we are here in the business of serving families. We are in the business, but when it comes to numbers, this is how much I can do in a single 24-hour shift, right? How much I can, how to say, English is my second language. How can I make the best out of my minutes? So for every 15 minutes should be accounted for, right? Every 15 minutes, are you making any decisions that have to do with making money to your business? Is what you're doing, I just had this conversation with an agent, is what you're doing right now a money-making activity? If you are on the clock and you are sitting there scratching your butt, not doing anything, you cannot tell me that you work from 8 to 5, right? And this is Sam is here, and she has literally seen me sitting there scratching my butt, not doing anything. So I'm telling you from experience, I will not be the first one going, I've worked so hard today if I only work truly 4 of the 8 hours that I was sitting there, right? So every 15 minutes, that's the easiest way to do it. Every 15 minutes, you start looking at your activity for the next 15 minutes, especially when you're starting. And did you make any kind of movements that was a money-making activity? Not Starbucks, not eating, not this, not that. So you're looking at your month. And for every month, you should be running for 16 days, right? Me, I have my Tuesday afternoons. I mean, Tuesdays afternoons is my Zumba time. I cannot, nobody can mess with my Zumba time. I'm a Zumba instructor, I'm a group fitness instructor. At 2:30 or so, I should be sitting with the last client if it's closed. If not, then maybe 3:30, but I should be like getting out of that house at 4:30 because I got my Zumba class and that's the rest of the afternoon. I can't do nothing else about it. So when you look at your schedule, look at the kids' recital, the baseball game, the this, my wife's birthday. And if any of those fall into your 16 days, you know that day that you said you were going to be off, you probably want to work it. So if you're off on Sundays, like I try to be off on Sundays, and for the most part, I try to be off on Saturdays too. You should be, if you are not working on that Friday, you should be working on that Sunday. So the schedule for our agents is just a little different, right? We're not like, oh, Saturdays and Sundays off. You can make it whatever you want. So I have Saturdays and Sundays off when you're the one that's controlling your schedule. It's kind of a bit of a stretch now. This is a money-making business, like it's a numbers game. So if you didn't generate any money on Friday, any business on Friday, if you didn't do any money-making activity on a day that you're supposed to be, that you should have been working, and that doesn't equal your 16 running days, then you probably should be working on Sundays. But the good thing about having a monthly schedule that you can see everything is that you can have that one look at what your month is going to look like, and you can make any movements that you can make, and you already know what's going to happen from here to here. Now, how many leads? This is the one thing that people ask me. How many leads do I have to buy in order to make 15 appointments? Okay, so let me see if, let me see who's here. I like to pick on people, not pick on people in a bad way, but okay. So I did have an agent, and he said, okay, he's been working for 6 months and you know, not much, can't get your traction on, you can't get started. It looks like, you know, you've been doing this for a while, and it still looks like, you know, we're trying to pull teeth with you, like what's going on? My question was, how many leads total do you have right now? Like how many leads total? Because I remember when I was in a bad situation money-wise, I remember I went through like a box this big of thousands and thousands of leads that I looked at, and I was like, I'm just gonna go through every single one of them, right? How many leads do you have right now? He said 500 leads. I said, you mean to tell me that you, in 6 months that you've been here, plus 6 months plus, you only have 500 leads? You should have a total of 60 to 100 leads. If you're gonna sit there on a Monday and call through phone burner and just call to generate 15 appointments for the next 2 days, you need enough leads. So what is this, 100 leads a month? Is that what you have? Oh, I mean, no wonder you don't have enough leads. What are you doing with the rest of your time? You are not working a full-time job, that's for sure. So you can't tell me, and you can't fool anybody. You can't fool me. I've been doing this for a little bit. It really doesn't take more than 3 months to know that, you know, I was either working or I was not working. So, but the thing is, you need at least 60 to 100 leads if you want to fill up your schedule. Now, when it comes to your program, make sure you have 15 appointments, right? Okay. In all honesty, if you have a really good closing ratio, if you're a person that can close, like for example, I'm just gonna mention Andrew. Andrew's here, and he started really good. I mean, this guy will sit and he will sell to anybody. And it's his face, his demeanor, his patience, the care that he shows for the families. This guy pretty much can like sell to anybody. He probably doesn't need as many appointments, but the thing is, if he puts himself on a 15 appointment schedule, he will not have that stress that I gotta sell the next one. I gotta talk to the next one. I have to help the next family. You know what I mean? That stress not gonna be on you. Now, for every 30 appointments that you have a week, you will sit with like, I don't know, 15, assuming that you, and if you sit with any less than that, you probably need to go to your upline and go back to your schedule to see what happened between the point where you set the appointment to the point where you started going in the field, that you have way too many no-shows. So if you had too many no-shows, then you probably need to work on that script of setting the appointment. No half sets, no this, no that. Really, really close those appointments. Like, you know, make sure that you tie down, make sure you verify the address, make sure you even sell them. I send them like my electronic business card, my picture of me, not my electronic business card, but a picture of me so they know who I am. I tell them what I look like. I verify the address, you know, is it shown on the GPS? Like all those tie downs that you have seen, make sure you read through that, okay? So that you can sit with the most people. Now, so if you put yourself in a winning situation, you will win regardless of the no's. So I'll tell you my favorite leads. Number one, the leads from the CRM are great. A lead is a lead. I've heard that so many times, and maybe like 6 months into, I said, a lead is not a lead. Don't tell me a lead is a lead. But then I understood the reason why they say that. A lead is a lead. A lead from the CRM, an instant internet lead, and not a life insurance lead, like those are just leads. People fill that form out. It's going to take you a little bit longer to get to those appointments. So if you have time, don't have much money, go to the CRM, get as many leads as you can, and increase the opportunities of you selling those appointments. If you're going crazy on them, that's on you. I'm telling you, it's going to take you longer to set those appointments than if you sell and if you get exclusive leads or mailers that are just easier to book. Your goal most likely will be to try to start, you know, getting towards a point in your business where you can invest in the leads that are giving you, you know, less time to book, or maybe get yourself a dialer or something like that, so that you can start growing your business and start doing the building side. But I'm going to tell you real quick my favorite leads, and you already have that PDF file. If you have any questions, just let me know. But my all-time best lead vendor for me has always been Game Time Leads. Now, the Game Time Leads came almost when I was starting, maybe in 2020. And then they were like, because the thing is, I don't care how good or how bad a lead vendor is. I just need leads to be generated. I just need those leads in my email on a timely manner. So I'll tell you, Leadrilla, for example, I like those leads more. I like those leads more because they're a little bit more intentional, I feel like, Game Time, because they have like extra questions and beneficiaries, and these people in Leadrilla, they will send an email and a text message to the client telling them, hey, Rosemary with the phone number such and such will be calling you shortly. And so by the time I call them, they already know that I'm calling. So, but the Game Time leads were generating faster. So I didn't care how much I liked Leadrilla. Leadrilla was generating maybe 2-3 leads a week. So I turned on that campaign because I liked them. So if they generated, they generated. But my number one was Game Time leads. They were making sure, I was making sure that in 2 days, those leads were all in my email. I was by dial day, I already had those leads. So that's why it's hard for me to tell you what leads should you buy, because those like really vary by states. You really have to do your homework. So on here, the Game Time leads, they started decreasing in flow. And so the good thing is that I've listened to Miss Page, I've listened to Athena, and I already had plan B, plan C, plan D, plan E, plan this, plan Z when it comes to leads, because I have like 5 or 6 different lead vendors working for me. I explore their behavior so that if this one doesn't pan out, I at least have this one coming in, and I will make sure that for my business on dial day, I will have the leads that I need, right? That's the good thing about the CRM. Like if you don't have leads and nobody panned out and nobody, you know, gave you leads, and your CRM and your email is completely empty, you can always go to the CRM and just buy leads, right? So I already gave you Game Time leads. They have the final expense that they're like $25 to $28, and they have the non-medical term leads, which are new. I feel like that those are $45 last time I checked. I'm not gonna go too much into them, but that's my number one, personal number one. So if you wanna look at them, I think that if I'm not mistaken, the Facebook leads from the CRM are actually Game Time leads. If I'm not mistaken, from interview that the guy from Game Time leads had with Andrew Taylor at some point, but I'm not 100% sure. The lead Rilla, the good thing about this, if you go to the marketplace, you can turn on your campaign and buy exclusive leads that come in real time. So notice that I stopped using them like a year ago because I'm doing other things, but back then you can see that my lead Rilla was like pretty much my go-to. But the marketplace has leads that are either second chance leads or leads that are you know, like weeks old to like 365 days old. They tell you exactly how old they are, and all you have to do, see age of leads, 31 leads, 31 days. You can use which one you want, say South Carolina, let's do California, on whatever county, and they tell you how many leads will they have, see, and they tell you the price, and you can just buy them in real time. So if you on your, can you see them? So if you're on your CRM, you're like, you know, you don't have any leads in your area, the marketplace for lead Rilla, they're pretty good, and you at least know how old exactly they are. The other one is tipsters and closers. Now, tipsters and closers, they're a hit or miss when it comes to me. I know Miss Paige Brandon was using them the other day, so hopefully they fix the flow problem that they were having, because I actually did a homework, did a project with, not a project, but an experiment with this lead vendor. Everybody was talking about it when they first came in because they were really good, and I was like, okay. So I invested $900 and I just worked those leads for the next 2 days, and in 2 days I was able to generate $4,100, and I still had more leads to call. So they were really good. They were really intentional. I feel like the questions that they ask in the ad, you can actually see it. The ad is really good. It doesn't, you know, suggest that anything is free or anything like that. They know you're calling. They know you're calling, and they know why. So that's tipsters and closers. The one thing with them is that when I got my second order, the flow diminished a little bit. But again, it's a good choice for you. Should do your homework over there in your state and maybe ask agents in your area. The Bang Bang leads look a lot like the Game Time leads. They're a little bit cheaper. The Bang Bang leads, they also have the favorite hobby, and I think it had, but the lead page looks really similar to the Game Time leads. I gave them a try, and I noticed that they're a little bit cheaper than the Game Time, but I'm not really sure what their ad looks like. I think I had maybe 1 or 2 people that thought they were filling out a survey. So, but I was able to still make sales with them. That's where I'm gonna leave it with that, you know, Bang Bang leads. And then Badass leads, this is the one that I will send my agents. They often have like 100 leads for $80. And so these are age leads, and they're generated, they send them to you within 48 hours to your email in a spreadsheet. And they're great. They're great for people that want to do fillers. They're great for the people that are starting. They're great for practice, because, you know, it's like you get $100, you get 80 leads, or 100 leads for $80. They often have those kind of offers, and they also have real time, but I use them mostly for the age leads. This nectar leads, I'm not going to talk too much about it. I just heard it from, so if anybody knows about it, you're more welcome to unmute yourself. Nectar leads, the nectar marketplace. So these are good for people that are doing telesales. Has anybody tried the nectar leads?
I've had
No.
nectar leads, and they've been pretty good. I've sold a lot on nectar leads.
Yeah. So and you're doing telesales?
Strictly telesales.
Would you recommend them for telesales
I
or
would
for
recommend
also
them.
face?
Yeah, but just for telesales. If you want to do telesales, I would recommend nectar leads.
Okay, okay. So yeah, I went into this group that they do a lot of telesales, and they talk really good about the Nectar marketplace for telesales. So they use two tools, the Nectar leads, and they use the calls tools, and they may make like $1,000 every single day. These people are there at 7, they're there still at 11, calling people in Hawaii. I mean, these are crazy, but the Nectar marketplace is one of the vendors that they do talk highly about. Did a lot for telesales. Hall of Fame leads was another one that I heard was giving, I got good feedback from them. Sam, did you try them though?
Hey, I haven't yet, but I'm gonna order some this week.
Okay. Well, let me know how it goes. I think maybe Dan also try them. Mail Pro leads, but those Mail Pro leads, you can find them on your CRM by just emailing leads at Family First Live, because Mail Pro is part of what you can find on the CRM. Secure agent leads, I had not worked with them too much, but they're also good for final expense, and they have Spanish leads. I don't see people that would probably need them, so I just put them there for perspective and lead concepts. Lead concepts was one that I'm gonna try this month, is for direct mail. And Miss Page, you know about lead concepts, right? Right? And then,
Yes.
and I think that maybe what's his name? He uses lead concepts a lot. And so it's, direct mail. He says, I don't want to spend too much time trying to set appointments. I just want people to pick up the phone. And he says, lead concepts is the one. So he just buys lead concepts. These are direct mails. If I'm not mistaken, they're in their $70, right? If I'm not mistaken. But they're mortgage protection mailers. And the other ones that you have on your file, those should give you a good day of homework. Again, I cannot tell you what leads or how many leads you should buy. This should be a you thing, your business. You know your situation, you know your financial situation. I already gave you an option. If you don't have money, then you have time. Go to the CRM, go to the marketplace at Leadrilla, and just get those leads. Start wherever, talk to your family and friends, get yourself your insurance. Should I know that there's a vendor, John Hancock, I think, is the one that pays you commission, advanced commission on your own policy. Do that. I mean, but just do whatever it takes. And if you have money, then yes. You don't have to be on the CRM. The CRM is great. You don't have to be on the CRM all the time. There's so many vendors outside. I mean, if you start doing your homework, what I recommend is for you to start, from the ones that I already mentioned that are my favorite. It's just because I've worked with them already, I can vouch for them. But I don't know the situation in your state. So when it comes to you, it's just a matter of talking to the people around you, maybe doing the homework yourself, and really following the system. Get close to the people next to you. Like I see Richard with Paige. This is like a good, I see a good and healthy relationship going because he's asking questions. He's in the trainings. He's listening to, to advices, right? So I see that people try to do this on their own, and I have not seen a single person trying to do this on their own succeed. They come to me like 2 weeks later talking about, I'm like, what have you been doing? Oh, no, I had this, that, and nothing good. And I'm like, have you been to trainings? Have you asked me any questions? My phone hasn't rang. So what is happening? So you're just sitting there, just failing, not asking any questions. I mean, we're not the experts here. The top producers are the experts. So we're going to ask them questions so that our job becomes easier. But with that said, I'm going to leave it open for, thank you so much again for being here. I hope I gave you all the information. I try to speak fast because I want to give you all of it in a short amount of time frame that we have. But